This is Novet Saw, and today I'll be talking about parenting styles and adolescents' achievement strategies. So starting with the aim, the purpose of this study emphasized on the impact made by westernized parenting approaches in the economic and social settings and how it influences individuals of different ethnicity. So there was actually two hypotheses that was observed in this study. The first hypothesis states that the authoritarian parenting style consists of a large majority of Indian adolescents compared to Canadian adolescents, whereas the second hypothesis states that better academic achievement is seen in authoritative parenting style as it is associated with high levels of communication compared to the other parenting styles. So a sample space of 1,054 Canadian students and 74 Indian students was selected for this study. It was found that a huge majority of them consist of English Caucasians, and a minority of them were African Americans, Asian, and Hispanic. So the methods being used in this study was actually categorized in three categories. So the first one being academic achievements. So grades in the area of language, English or Hindi depending on the nationality of the adolescents, and also the mathematics and science subjects were also required to be reported. The grades in each subject were rated on an 8-point scale. So the 8-point scale was also represented by 1 to 8, which is mostly D's or mostly A's. Okay, moving on, we have parent-family interaction. So the interactivity between parents and adolescents were determined using three methods. So I'll start off with the first, which is family communication. So using a 5-point scale, which is 1 never to 5 often, the extent to which political and social issues were discussed are used as indicators. Whereas parent concern for education was also determined using a 5-point scale, 1 never to 5 often. The extent of families talking about schoolwork and future plans were measured. Last but not least, family cohesiveness was rated on a 5-point scale, where perceptions of family togetherness were assessed. So moving on to the last one, which is parenting style. We have acceptance, involvement parenting style, and strictness supervision parenting style. So the first one was analyzed using 10 questions of a 5-point scale that assess participation of parental love, responsiveness, and involvement. Whereas for the second parenting style, 4 questions were rated on a 7-point scale and a 3-point scale respectively to measure parental monitoring and limit settings. So now we'll be talking about the results. So 4 parenting styles were concluded. The 4 parenting styles included authoritative parenting style, neglectful parenting style, authoritarian parenting style, and indulgent parenting style. So high levels of familial interactions, tenacity, and intellectual intelligence is associated to authoritative parenting style, which is the more prevalent in Indian adolescents compared to Canadian adolescents. On the contrary, indulgent parents are more dominant in Canadian adolescents compared to Indian adolescents. So now we'll be talking about the conclusion of this study. So I've done like a brief characterized graph to show the 3 main prevalent parenting style in this study. So the first one being authoritative. So adolescents of this parenting style usually show high adaptive and task-oriented traits, whereas parents show a very high level of demand and also high levels of encouragement. In the authoritarian parenting style, prevalent use of maladaptive strategies, high levels of self-orientation, high levels of deference, and lack of self-enhancing attributes could be observed in adolescents. Last but not least, permissive parenting styles could be associated to inappropriate parenting methodologies and also low levels of task-irrelevant behavior in adolescents. High levels of self-enhancing attributes were surprisingly found in this parenting style as well. So basically why I chose this article to be discussed is because it portrays different characteristics as individuals of different cultures and ethnicity are being studied. So this pretty much sums up my oral report. Thank you.